Joining us this morning is Mr. Ken Boyer from Penn RV Center. Ken, good to see you this morning.
Yeah, nice to be seen.
Welcome back. It's that time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, it is.
We're going to be talking about this is that time of year where you hear about these RV shows that are taking place, and people start thinking. And the way the weather's been too, people are getting excited about getting outdoors, and we're getting to that point. So I know there's a lot to discuss. But how have you been?
Good, very good.
Margot's doing well?
Quite well, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it amazing to you that you like October, November, you kind of switch modes a little bit and you plan for the winter months, and then like here you are February, and spring is right around the corner?
Yeah, we had quite a bit of winter work to do, just jobs that take too long during the busy part of the season, and then so they got dropped off for the winter, and we're kind of running right through all of those, and they well, plus we're also, I think if you stop in today, we'll be finished painting the store. Yeah, it's always grab a paintbrush and jump in, that kind of thing.
There's really no off season for you because you are taking either the maintenance, and the improvements you're making out at Penn RV, or just working on RVs throughout the winter, getting everybody ready for the spring and summer seasons. It's just always something to work on. Always
something.
Well, you guys are doing something special this year. Talk about that.
Well, we're last year we did an RV open house indoors where we gutted out that new service building of ours, and it's quite large, so it works out well for an indoor show. And that's going to be in 2 weeks, starting 2 weeks from tomorrow, February 24th, 25th, and the 26th.
Wow.
So even a Sunday in there as well.
That's great. Good reaction last year, and you sort of debuted the new space that you guys put on last year.
Yeah, bigger, brighter, gooder, all that stuff. Yeah.
The other thing that's kind of changed from a year, 2 years ago, inventory. Mm-hmm. It's been a lot better.
So yeah, we're full up right now, and in 21, it just you sold something and you just couldn't get it replaced, and then in 22, it took a few months even then to get inventories back up. So we got loaded up pretty good, but unfortunately, it was with a lot of 22 models, so they were coming in even later than normal, and if you're doing some shopping, you're going to see that these 22 models are all on sale, and that includes ours. On our website at pennrv.com, you can read in there all the ones, the 22 models that have a closeout price, and that will be our same closeout price at the open house.
Oh, wow. So folks can take advantage of that now. And this is that time of year, right, where everybody's starting to think about what they want to do this spring and summer, planning those vacations, those trips.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's excited about doing this. So.
Oh yeah, and also, if you can make contact to your favorite campgrounds, it's also a good time to get some reservations made, because the better weekends get sold out quickly.
Yeah, and do they offer better rates this time of year too for some of that stuff, or is it pretty consistent?
I don't know how they operate. All I know is I always pay full price.
Do you? Yeah. But you get some good dates because you do it early, right?
Yes, that's right.
And we talk a lot about this, Ken, but for the first-time RV buyer, right, they probably have a lot of questions. Mm-hmm. So you guys are very patient with helping them out in terms of planning trips, giving them ideas, kind of guiding them to what they might enjoy.
Right. They need it, almost in anything that we do. It doesn't matter if it's snow skiing or camping or kite flying. You need some instruction on there to make it possible and to make it fun.
And I'd imagine you don't want anybody getting ready to pull out of the lot going, where are we going? Let's have a plan in place.
Exactly. It's always best. Yeah.
Do you find a lot of folks look for experiences? Let's say with 100 miles, or do a lot of folks get excited about traveling out of state? Is it a combination? I mean, what do you see a lot of?
I think initially, and on the shorter week, the normal shorter weekends, people do like a tank of gas type of weekend, and which I can't blame them. Some tow vehicles just don't pull off good gas mileage, so you want someplace it's affordable and fun. So that if you've got a big family, got to have stuff to do.
Yeah, and the other thing that I really enjoy talking about is the experience of folks who maybe visit the same sites every year or special times a year, and they see the same families there,
right,
who are also doing that, and you get to know folks and you touch base with them throughout the year.
Right.
It really is a unique experience.
It is, and they've bonded with these people because if you go in there and you're middle age, you got kids the same age as their kids and so on. It's kind of the kids that really bond the whole thing together, because they start emailing each other back and forth and texting and what have you.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. They look forward to seeing them.
Let's talk about, you mentioned you have models available with great prices right now. What are some trends for 2023 that you're seeing?
I kind of thought that there would be more people looking for the smaller, like single axle guys, lightweight, because there's more and more like SUVs and small minivans and Jeeps and what have you that can tow, let's say, up to 500 or 5,500 pounds. And I put a pretty good concentration of that on the lot. And there'll be plenty of those in the open house, so they'll be nice to see. But of course, you can walk through the entire yard. You don't have to just stay inside.
And there's really, if you drive past, there's really a lot to look at, a lot to explore. So talk about the brands you carry and maybe what you can find in those models that you have.
Well, my newest brand is Viking. They're made by the same parent company as the Shasta and the Wildwood, but in a totally different plant and so on. Excuse me. And they're, I'm not going to call them entry level, but they're a more simplified trailer, made old school. Yeah, apologize for the cough. Yeah.
We were talking before you came on, like that time of year. Well, it doesn't help when the temperatures are going from 50 to 20 and -2 and all over. But I
didn't even go to work yesterday. That's like my third day off in 8 years.
Oh, see, now we got to mark that down.
Mark that down, yeah.
We're looking at one right now on the screen.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned great entry level, price wise, again, very affordable, and especially maybe a retired couple just looking to get out. Mm-hmm. This is like great.
Yeah, this is not always necessarily the young couple with one or two kids. I mean, we have a lot of customers that are retired and so on, and they just don't want, or they've already had one of those big guys going down the road and towing it, and they don't have the tow vehicle anymore or whatever. But you'd be surprised at how many retired couples come in looking for those.
And really, it's always amazing when you walk in just to see how much space, because there's a lot of space in these.
Yeah, people are using the space well. That's for sure. And they don't get real crazy with appointments, like marble tops or anything like that. It's more simplified, but nice, very nice.
So that's Viking that folks can check out. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people would recognize Forest River, right? So,
yeah.
But it's a great line here. So you can check out the Vikings, great new brand of small travel trailers, if you're interested in that. You mentioned Flagstaff, Wildwood, Shasta Oasis. Again, there's really a variety to choose from.
There is. So we have trailers from 14 feet to 38 feet 6 inches. That's a big trailer, 3 slide outs, king size bed, a separate room for the kids and the bunk beds and so on. And so there's a little bit of everything.
What are questions that folks have for you when they're coming in to buy, or what are questions you ask folks? Because I'm sure it goes both ways, right? And I'm sure price comes up. What can somebody afford? But what are the other things that are kind of important to know when choosing the right trailer for their recreational needs?
Well, initially, we always meet in the store. That's where they come in to find us. And as we're walking towards the camper, a lot of times I'll just start with, how are you going to use it? Are you going to just do major vacations? Are you going to camp weekends if you can, and stuff like that? So I kind of get a feel of what the customer wants to use it for, and then of course the next thing is, are you going to park it permanently somewhere, or are you going to tow it? And so we talk about the tow vehicle a bit, and then every time it's pretty much, let's go look at trailers. That's what you came here for. So we go out there and buzz through regardless of how cold it is, or snowy, or icy, or whatever.
Let's do this real quick, Ken. You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream Television and on Armstrong's Neighborhood Channel, and listening to it on the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network. Ken Boyer with us here this morning from Penn RV Center, just outside of Titusville. Ken, you've been in business now for how long here?
Coming up 8 years.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Just past 46 years in the industry.
And we can talk a little bit about that in a second, especially as folks might be preparing for the season and trying to figure out what they need to do to get ready. But,
right.
Going back, I would imagine sometimes folks come in thinking, this is what I want. But once they have a conversation with you, the reality is, no, you may want that, but really your need is this.
Right. Well, I make suggestions. I'm not going to take, someone's plan away from them, or their dream away from them. But if you do want to camp in one of those big 38, 39 foot trailers, and you bring in let's say a Ford Explorer or something like, you're just not going to tow it. It's not going to happen. So unless you park it permanent.
I'm always amazed at the features today. Talk about some of the unique things that folks can find when they come out and they're going through. Maybe some things that they don't necessarily see right away, but things that they learn about it once they make the purchase.
One of the things that did change this year, all the Wildwood product has solar panel on top, and a lot of the models have washer dryer hookup. They don't necessarily have the washer dryer because it's not for everybody, but they are prepared to put them in.
That's incredible.
Yeah. it's nice. Other than that, you got a nice big closet.
Is that something that manufacturers got feedback off of? And
They've been doing it for years.
have they?
The solar's kind of new. Wi-Fi extenders are in there, and in many models, and some models are kind of more geared toward primitive camping, so they'll have more battery power, more more solar power, and so on.
This is just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people hear, well, like the Wi-Fi thing and think, well, no, traditionally you should be sort of unplugging everything and just enjoying nature or being out and enjoying the scenery. But the reality is today, with people working remotely or allowed to work remotely from time to time or whatever the situation is, to be able to escape with your family, spend time together, maybe do some work on the road, it really makes it convenient to do that.
Well, my son has four children. His wife works, and he works from home. And when the kids are out of school, he takes them over to the campground, and he still works from the camper because the campground put in Wi-Fi.
Wow.
So it works out pretty good there. Don't forget that the last baby I went and saw for the first time last night. He was born last Thursday, so now I have 8 grandchildren.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It was pretty exciting.
So now you're going to be going with the larger RV, aren't you? To get everybody. No, you're not going to do that.
Yeah, they can all get their own. I know where they can get a deal.
Yeah. Well, here's that space you're talking about.
That's it right there.
Wow. Yeah. What does anything surprise you anymore when you get inventory in, and a feature's been added or space for something's been added? I mean, do you still get surprised, or is it like, okay, yeah, we've been asking for this?
I don't. I'm not always that one that asks for something, but when something comes in, I look at that and I go, yeah, it might be. Might be a good idea. Let's see how that plays out.
Is it hard to remember which one has what features and stuff, or is it you have everything pretty much memorized? Like if somebody came in and said, "Boy, I need this hookup for this,"
memorize at 67, not so good.
No. Well, but you do pretty well.
Pretty good.
Yeah, we'll give you that.
Yeah.
Oh, but Margo knows everything else, so that's the important thing, right?
That's true.
Yeah. When people walk into the store, parts, accessories, things like that, they can pretty much find a lot of the stuff there, or you guys can order it for them.
Yeah, we can get stuff as accessories, different parts. Maybe you need an appliance part, or a tank, or metal for the side. Different things, doors, windows, whatever it be.
Do people wait until the last minute before they say, "Hey, you know what? We need to." Get everything back up and running again, get the systems cleaned out, things like that? Or should they start planning ahead and maybe calling and setting up an appointment with you so that they're not waiting at the last minute to do that?
Yes. A lot of people are calling in now with March and even April appointments.
Wow.
Because they know that, let's say they have a camping trip at the end of April. So they want to get in there no later than mid-April. But with our new facility and having more room, we can put more units in our new building, and it just makes it so much better. It doesn't crowd like your service times.
Yeah, you have a lot of room to be able to work where you could line everybody up and kind of go down the line and
right.
But again, depending on your situation, you might spend more time on one, less time on another. So
That's right.
Call ahead and just schedule that time.
Yeah, call ahead, get an appointment. That's still the best.
Well, let's recap what's going on. Again, this is that time of year where you start seeing, these shows popping up, but you guys have a big event that's coming up, and you can you get a jump on everything.
Yeah, we don't attend rather those big national shows, and it's just that we're not so equipped, with all the transportation needs and all the people you need to have on the sales floor and so on like that. We're just a little guy, but we give that real personal service. We make sure that there's people dedicated to do a walkthrough with your camper, dedicated to install your hitch properly and so on. All that's part of it. Now, from what I understand, those national shows, the big city shows, I should call them, they're being well attended. So we're looking at a pretty good season coming up.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want some good deals, if you want to take a look, if you want that personal touch that you might not get at those shows,
yeah.
How can they find you, Ken? And what are the big dates for your event?
Big dates for us: February 24th, 25th, and 26th. That's from 9 to 7 on Friday, 9 to 5 on Saturday, and 11 to 4 on Sunday. And stop by, have a couple of soft drinks, water, cookies, popcorn, whatever you want.
There you go. Ken, good to see you this morning.
Thank you.
Thanks.